At 06:19 local time, the USS Abraham Lincoln was busy delivering strikes over Iran when suddenly their routine morning was shattered. An orbiting Hawkeye detected the undeniable signature of 4 inbound ballistic missiles and dozens of other air contacts. The carrier and her 2 destroyers have just seconds to react. On board the USS Spruance, her radar paints 30 contacts at low altitude, a staggered line pushing south out of the coastal haze at barely 100 knots. 90 miles east, the USS Michael Murphy sees 28. The tactical action officer on the Spruance classifies them in seconds as one-way attack drones, the cheap Iranian kind. Each one worth less than a used pickup truck, but each one carrying enough explosive to gut an engine room or shred a radar antenna. He doesn't waste a second. The ship's announcement system blares across every speaker. General quarters. All hands man your battle stations. Every hatch slams shut. Sailors sprint to repair lockers. The MH-60 Romeo helicopter claws off the flight deck and banks east toward its picket station. Hellfire missiles ready, door gunner scanning the surface. On the signal bridge, electronic warfare operators deploy deception systems, broadcasting a false radar signature miles away from the ship's true position. The goal is to confuse incoming threats, making them chase a phantom target instead of the real one. At 9 miles, the Spruance's 5-inch gun swings toward the drones and opens fire. Airburst shells detonate near targets, shredding them with fragmentation. The gun cycles rapidly. Lock, fire, adjust, repeat. Drones begin dropping from the sky. 90 miles east, the Murphy runs the same engagement. Machine gun crews pick off closer targets while the main gun handles those further out. High above, the Hawkeye updates the ballistic missile tracks. 4 warheads are now descending, 15 minutes to impact. The destroyers keep firing at drones. There is nothing they can do about the ballistic missiles yet. Suddenly, a new threat appears. Fast-moving surface contacts. Iranian fast attack craft racing toward the ships at high speed, some rigged as explosive boats. The Spruance is forced to split its firepower between air and sea threats. The ship turns hard, throwing up massive waves to disrupt the incoming boats' formation. The strategy works, scattering them and buying precious time. The ship's smaller cannons and the helicopter engage the boats, destroying several and forcing the rest to retreat. Moments later, the Murphy faces the same situation. Its commander makes a critical decision, prioritizing the more dangerous boat threat while leaving drones to secondary defenses. It's not perfect, but it's the only viable option. As both ships continue fighting drones and boats, a new call cuts through the chaos. Incoming anti-ship missiles. A coastal missile battery has launched sea-skimming missiles timed perfectly to strike while defenses are distracted. The destroyers immediately launch interceptors. Radar systems lock on, countermeasures deploy, missiles streak toward incoming threats. One by one, intercepts flash across the sky. None of the missiles reach their targets. Both ships remain intact. But all of this has been a distraction. High above, the ballistic missiles continue their descent toward the USS Abraham Lincoln. Unseen until now, a 3rd destroyer has been tracking the ballistic threat silently. The USS Frank Peterson Jr., dedicated to missile defense, has been calculating intercept solutions since the missiles were first detected. At the critical moment, it fires. 5 interceptors launch in rapid succession, climbing out of the atmosphere. In space, they separate into kinetic interceptors, guiding themselves toward the incoming warheads. One by one, the intercepts occur. 3 clean hits. The 4th missile deploys a decoy, but the interceptor adjusts and strikes the real target. All 4 threats are destroyed before reaching the carrier. On the Lincoln's flight deck, operations resume immediately. Aircraft launch begins within minutes. 2 FA-18 Super Hornets and an EA-18 Growler take off, heading toward the missile launch site. The Growler floods enemy radar with electronic interference, masking the incoming strike aircraft. Flying low over Iranian terrain, The pilots search for mobile missile launchers, attempting to retreat into underground tunnels. Infrared sensors detect residual heat from recently launched missiles. Trucks are spotted moving toward a tunnel entrance. Time is critical. A heat-seeking missile launches from the ground. The pilot reacts instantly, deploying flares and evading the threat. The wingman is forced off course temporarily. The lead pilot presses the attack alone. He locks onto the targets and releases precision-guided bombs. Moments later, explosions tear through the convoy. Secondary fires erupt as fuel ignites. The wingman returns and strikes additional targets near the tunnel entrance. The facility is left damaged and unusable. With fuel running low, the aircraft withdraw. The Growler continues jamming until they are safely clear. The mission ends with the missile launch capability neutralized, preventing further attacks.